All right, welcome. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on a really cool automated process that takes raw data from Cosmos DB and turns it into some seriously powerful business insights. Let's jump in and see how it works.
You know, this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? For so many businesses, you've got this fire hose of valuable data coming in every single second. But how do you actually harness it? How do you analyze it and make smart decisions on the fly? Well, that's exactly the problem we're going to tackle right now. So, here's our game plan. We're going to walk through this in 5 key stages. We'll start with the core challenge itself, then look at how we get the data ingested, how we refine it through different layers, build those powerful models, and finally, see how it makes analytics easy for everyone.
Okay, so before we get to the solution, you've got to understand the problem, right? Every great data story kicks off with a challenge, and this one starts with a database that's just bursting with untapped potential.
So, our story starts right here, with all this mission-critical data living inside Cosmos DB. Now, Cosmos DB is amazing for running your day-to-day applications, but it's just not built for the kind of heavy lifting you need for deep analytics. If you try to run complex queries on it directly, it's going to be slow, and you might even impact the performance of your live apps.
So if we can't do our analysis right at the source, what's the answer? We've got to move it. We need to build a bridge, a seamless connection from our live operational world to our analytics environment. And that's exactly what this part is all about.
And the way we do this is with a really smart 2-part strategy. This isn't just about dumping the data somewhere else. It's a sophisticated system designed to handle everything, the data you already have and all the new data coming in. Think of it like this. First, you have the initial load. This is like moving into a new house. It's that one big job where you bring over all your historical data, everything you've got. Then, to keep things up to date, the incremental load kicks in. It uses something called a change data feed to watch for any new updates in real time, making sure your analytics platform is always a perfect mirror of your source.
And you know what the best part is? The real magic? This whole thing is completely automated. We use these Spark Cosmos DB connectors, and the data just flows from one place to the other without anyone having to lift a finger. You set it up once, and it just works, giving you a reliable, non-stop stream of data.
Okay, so we've built our bridge, and the data is flowing into Databricks, but it's still raw. Now it's time for the really cool part, the data refinery. This is where we take that raw material and start turning it into something pure and incredibly valuable.
This refinery process follows a super popular and effective structure called the medallion architecture. You've got 3 stages or layers: bronze, silver, and gold. Each one has a very specific job to do in getting our data ready for analysis.
First up is the bronze layer. Think of this as the loading dock. It's our secure landing zone where the data arrives raw, untouched exactly as it was from the source. This is our single source of truth, a permanent historical record we can always come back to. Once it's safely in bronze, the data gets promoted to the silver layer. Now this is where the real work begins. This is our quality control station. We clean things up, we make sure the data types are consistent, we refine columns, and we filter out any junk. It's all about making the data trustworthy and reliable.
And a really key point here, the silver layer isn't some static snapshot. Nope, it's a living, breathing table that's always up to date. So whether it's new info on a vehicle or a change to an assignment, this layer reflects that change in real time. It's our constantly current, high-quality view of the world.
All right, so now we have clean, reliable, up-to-the-minute data. So what's next? It's time to turn it into pure business value. And that, my friends, is the gold layer. The gold layer. This is the final stop on our journey. It's the real payoff. This is where we take that beautiful, clean data from the silver layer and mold it into something truly useful for the business. We build out aggregated tables and specific models that are perfectly tuned for reporting and analytics.
So what does that actually look like? Well, we might build out a few different kinds of tables. You've got your aggregated tables, like assignment_count, which give you that high-level dashboard-style view. Or you can create enriched tables where we join different data sets together to get much deeper, more contextual insights. The point is, the data is now shaped to answer specific questions.
Okay, we followed this data all the way from its raw source to these polished, business-ready models. But let's talk about the payoff. What does this all mean for the people who actually need to use this data every day? So, what's the end result of this whole automated pipeline? Well, it's not just another database. What you get is a powerful, totally reliable, and always current foundation for all of your analytics.
And this foundation empowers your teams in some incredible ways. They can build their own reports without needing to call IT. They have these solid, ready-to-go business models to work with, and this is my favorite part. They can literally just ask questions in plain English and get insights back. It's a total game changer, making analytics accessible to pretty much everyone.
And that really brings us to the final, most important question. With a system like this humming along in the background, automatically turning live data into answers, think about it. What are the big, game-changing business questions that you could finally answer? The possibilities are pretty incredible.